What is up, guys? Delboy here. So Tyson Fury defeats Sefer Seferi by a fourth round stoppage. Sefer Seferi retired at the end of a fourth in his corner. Where do we start with this one? Jesus Christ. That was a circus, man. I mean, Tyson Fury fighting a guy that looked like my barber. And I've got to say, man, the first impressions, not great to be honest with you. The fight was terrible. A lot of falling about from Tyson Fury in the first round. They're smiling at each other, talking. That's not what you want to see from a fight. That didn't go down well with me. I wanted to see Tyson Fury really put on a show, but all he was doing was, like Tyson Fury does, showboating, doing some silly little shuffles and whatnot. He was clearly outboxing Seferi. Seferi tried to jump in here and there with overhands, but never really got close. Tyson Fury was pepping away with a jab. Basically, it looked like it looked like a fat Tyson Fury. Nothing more to be said really. Rounds 2 and 3 were the same. Rounds 4, Tyson Fury does start to land a few more hard shots. He landed a nice right uppercut as Seferi was coming in. A couple of right hands were landing. He was starting to plant his feet a little bit more. Landing some harder shots, and that's when Seferi decided to quit, and Fury got the fourth round stoppage. Like I say, man, the most entertaining thing, or things, about this fight was the entrance of Tyson Fury and the crowd trouble in the middle of a fight. Can you believe crowd trouble at a Tyson Fury or Billy Joe Saunders fight? Can you imagine that? But yeah, that's the most entertaining things about this fight. In regards to how did Tyson Fury look, listen, man. It's very, very early, man. We knew that Tyson Fury was coming into the ring heavier than he's ever been before. I think he was he in the 270s? He was really, really heavy. And it definitely showed in the ring. His hands were still relatively fast. Not as quick as they were before, but one thing that was significantly slower were his feet. His feet were awful in this fight in comparison to the past. And I wonder if Fury can ever get back to that same guy of 2 or 3 years ago when he fought Klitschko. There was no bounce in his feet. He was a lot more flat-footed, and yeah, his feet just looked pretty poor. When the weight continues to fall off, obviously he's going to lose more weight. You'd imagine that his feet will quicken up and that there'll be a bit more. He'll be a bit more light on his feet. But one thing you've got to consider: Tyson Fury put on a lot of weight, and has that damaged his knees? Has that damaged his legs to a point where he can't fight that same way? Is that possible? I'm not a personal trainer or anything, or I'm not well versed in that area. But if you put that amount of weight on and carry it around with you, I'm sure that can't be good for your joints. Your knees, your ankles, etc. Maybe Tyson Fury can't get that same type of footwork back. Maybe he can't, move to that same level. And if that's the case, he's in for big trouble. He really, really is. Tyson Fury was saying he wants to win a world title by the end of the year. If he's talking about Joshua or Wilder, it's definitely not going to happen. If he's talking about Manuel Charr, potentially, but he's got a long, long way to go. And it will take quite some time before he gets to that level again. And that's if he gets to that level again, because it's not out of the realms of possibility that he'll never return to that level. And I'm heading towards that, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, he needs to stay active and he needs to have gradual raises in competition. Next time out, who are you going to suggest as a next opponent? I mean, Sherman Williams, Dave Allen, Gary Cornish. These are the level of guys you're going to be looking at, because much above that is going to get a bit too risky for this version of Tyson Fury. I'm telling you that now. He's got a long way to go. And I'm really doubtful whether he can get back to that same standard. I really do question that. Fury at his best is a guy who likes to rely on his reflexes and his athletic ability, because he does have athletic ability despite not looking like an athlete. He does have that, but if that starts to fade, like I say, he's going to be in for some big problems, because there's been a misconception about Tyson Fury, and that is that he's a technically good boxer. He's not. He does a hell of a lot of things wrong, like Roy Jones. even like Muhammad Ali, he pulls back with his chin in the air, hands down to evade punches. He slips and counters with his hands down, he throws shots with his hands down, etc, etc. I mean, he does a lot wrong, and he's not a great technical boxer. He's a freestyle boxer. He's a kind of a enigma kind of thing, like a Roy Jones, like an Ali, like a Sergio Martinez. He's that type of boxer. The biggest misconception about Fury is that he's a great technical boxer. By definition, he's not, as far as I'm concerned. And if his reflexes are not what they were, you're going to see that. And you're going to see it in a big way, in my opinion. Tyson Fury has a long, long way to go. I'm not being harsh. I'm just trying to be realistic in regards to his future. What did you guys make of his performance? Where do you think he's going to go from here? How do you see his future panning out? Tell me what you guys think. Peace.